My name is Dylan Rucker. I'm a cinematographer from Nashville, Tennessee. I primarily work in the music video space and country, which is what we have a lot of going on in Nashville. And I'm a cinematographer who wants to tell stories with realism and naturalism and grit. And I love to work and interact with cameras that allow me to do that. Out here shooting for a couple of days. We've been shooting a film that we're calling Ranch. And we've been capturing cowboys and cowgirls in their elements, riding horses, driving trucks, just being in the elements of the dry, sandy desert. Shot so much stuff that feels so full of life and so full of the nature of the environment that we've been in. The dirt, the dust that's been flying has just came across and registered so beautifully in all of the perspectives that we've had with this camera. We've spent a lot of time with the camera on the RE Trinity. We've been able to stick the camera places. We've had it on drones. We've put it up in the air. We've had it basically scraping the ground on car rigs, looking through windows. Been pretty limitless with such a large format camera that I've never had the experience of being able to just go and do with a sensor this large. The 24mm we've had on several times on the camera, and basically it feels like a 14 on a full frame camera. The field of view we've been getting, and we've been able to put the camera in the smallest little rooms and make it feel incredibly expansive, and then put the camera right up in someone's face and still get so much detail in the distance and their face to really just show the scope and scale of the desert and just the harshness of everything. You know, that was the thing that we were really thriving for when we first started. Was we hired real cowboys to be in this film, we hired a real cowgirl to be in this film, and we went to a real ranch. So everything's based and centered around realism, essentially. I try not to lean too much into stylized cinematography. I steer pretty directly into what things would look like if you just were to walk in a space, what it would feel like. We spend a lot of time talking about what it would be like in the real world, and honestly, like working in country music's kind of the same way in music form rather than video forms. One of the beautiful things about getting to use this camera and getting to use a sensor of this size is, for example, we had a shot today where our two cowboys were standing on the ridge overlooking this huge dry lake bed, and it was incredibly expansive and just an epic look. The three-dimensional characteristics of being able to use a compressed lens like a 55 and still being able to feel the expansive width of the space that we were in is something you can't get on a smaller sensor. We've been able to use the URSA Cine 17K in an incredibly broad amount of ways the last couple of days. We've been able to put it on a car rig, and with all the mounting points, able to secure it right on a hood mount beautifully, securely, and then take it within a few minutes and put it on a moto crane and be driving car to car down a road. One of the things that's been super beneficial for us as well, just in our workflow, going from shot to shot, being able to call changes within the camera, directly on the camera. Sometimes we'll have our operator be able to quickly make changes if we call out for it over the headset. And also other times, whenever we're changing a lens and we need a change of settings or anything quickly, the assistant can do it from the assistant side super quickly without having to say, hey, can you pan the camera one way or another, or can you get out of the way so I can make the settings on the operator side? It's been an incredibly useful tool to have the full-size touchscreen on the assistant side that has really been able to speed us up. Something that's really stood out has been the colors that come out of this camera. Something for me like that I really enjoy as a cinematographer is the natural elements of the environment we're shooting, and the colors being rendered in that way and giving us enough flexibility in post to be able to, you know, push in a little bit of colors that we like. If we're shooting a sunset, being able to bring in a little bit of the purples and pinks into it, and if we're shooting something in the middle of the day, being able to bring in the golden sunshine. And just from the footage that we've looked through the last couple of days, the color that just comes out of the camera without even affecting it hardly at all, great, just right out of the camera.